The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised. The Full Melt.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. FullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
Hey, are we all gathered here today? We are gathered here today in the presence of, by the power invested in me. It is the Full Melt Show live from the PetPain.com studio somewhere in suburban Detroit as we come to you every day at 7 Eastern Standard Time. My name is Steve Green. Today talking about concentrates. The world of concentrates is just as fascinating and thick and wide as the world of cannabis itself. Because when you're looking at a concentrate, I don't know, it's like any other concentrate. You know, when you make some Kool-Aid from the Kool-Aid little packet, that's some concentrate. I mean, it's concentrated. You know how you make orange juice? You're familiar with orange juice concentrate? It's the same thing. So it's just stronger, much stronger. Have you ever taken, this is a good comparison, actually, if you think about it. So I'm sure that you've opened up one of those cans of frozen concentrated orange juice, which is not my favorite brand of orange juice, by the way, the frozen concentrated type. I would prefer the stuff that is fresh squeezed, of course. Because now that I mention this, I have to say this because it's one of my pet peeves. People don't get this point of view. And I was taught this fact by a chiropractor in very young years. When I was really little, a chiropractor taught me, look, if you cook it or if you freeze it, you're killing all of the life-giving enzymes that are there present in any food that you eat. So cooking it and freezing it, and this relates back to our cannabis talk, will give you a problem when it comes to the most important part of life-giving energy, which comes from food, which is, aside from the other stuff with, calories and this kind of thing, is enzymes. Enzymes are the things. They're the chemicals in our body that turn things on and off, right? And so it's really important to have these life-giving enzymes in your system. It's part of what we're supposed to consume as our food. But as we as a populace got bigger and stronger and all this kind of stuff, we ended up finding ways to preserve our food that included killing bacteria and, food decay, freezing, canning, heating, freezing. And so this kills all the enzymes in the food. It kills the bacteria. That's the whole reason we do those things. It kills the bacteria, but it also kills the enzymes. So if you relate that to like killing cancer, part of the problem with killing cancer is how do you kill the cancer without killing the rest of you? And this is what chemotherapy does, right? Speaking of which. So we end up in a situation. So don't freeze your food if you can avoid it. Get fresh food. I understand a lot of people resort to frozen and cooked food, but it's really important that you have fresh food in your diet. And so as this relates to cannabis talk and then back to the concentrate talk, a lot of people talk about dietary cannabis. And so I'll ask people when they're juicing cannabis because, you only have a couple of opportunities to juice cannabis. It's when the cannabis plant is fresh. It's right there ready to go. And if you juice it, I always look, because people have given me a couple of, it's like wheatgrass. You take a shot of the wheatgrass, but this is cannabis juice. It won't get you high at all, zero whatsoever. Because in order to get you high, you have to convert the THCA in cannabis to THC. That's the thing that gets you high. The THCA won't do anything for you. You got to get rid of that A. And that happens in a process called decarboxylation, and it converts to THC. That's the part that's active in the ingredient. And the same thing works with CBD and the other cannabinoids. You've got to heat it in order to activate cannabis and make it useful. So, well, from the standpoint of getting high, so to speak, the active ingredients that people look for in cannabis traditionally. But when you're talking about using cannabis as a dietary substance, if you freeze the cannabis juice, if you can the cannabis juice, it is not going to have the things in it that you're looking for. You're kind of fooling yourself. Do the juicing. Please do the juicing. It's really important to your diet. It's really, really good for you. But if you freeze it or if you can it, don't expect the results that you're looking for. And that goes with all foodstuffs, for that matter. So back to the thing with the concentrates. You've had concentrated orange juice. If you take the drink of the concentrated orange juice, when you've mixed it into its dilution, you're supposed to mix it down to, that tastes quote unquote normal. But if you ever took, I don't know, you have to have done it. I'm sure you've done it. Tasted some of that concentrate. Boy, it'll pucker you right up, won't it? It's just taking it and concentrating it down. And I guess I'm being a little long-winded here because when you're looking at the wide range of different types of cannabis available, the different hybrids, the sativas and the indicas, etc., you have this wide, huge range. It's a huge, spectrum of things to choose from. And the same thing exists in the concentrate world because it's just concentrated version of that, right? So when you get into concentrates, you've not only got that spectrum to work with, but then you've got an additional spectrum to work with. And that's how do you consume it? And what are those different types of concentrates? Because, the ways that they make the concentrates are all different. They all involve solvents, whether it's water or whether it's alcohol or whether it's butane or whether it's, some other solvent. There are different people that will preach different things. Some you can even take, carbon dioxide and turn that into a solvent if it's super chilled. So if it's very cold, it's liquid. Liquid carbon dioxide will act as a solvent. And some people would say that that's the best way because when you get rid of the solvent, because you don't want the solvent is almost always bad unless it's water. And perhaps in some cases alcohol, the solvent is almost always a bad thing, especially if you're looking at butane. You want to get rid of all of that. You're just looking for what's left over. So compare it to, say, if you were refinishing, say, an old cupboard or, what's the word I'm looking for? A dresser drawer set. You're refinishing it. So in order to get the paint or whatever's on there, whatever finish is on there off, you take a solvent. You take some turpentine, right? And then you rub it on there and let it soak in, and then you wipe it all off. Well, if you take that and you rinse it in some more turpentine to wipe off some more, and you've got this residual turpentine bucket that you keep putting the paint stuff back into, eventually, if you left that turpentine bucket open and it all evaporated off, that's kind of back to paint, isn't it? Or whatever solvent was, or whatever, paint or whatever sealant was on the wood, assuming you're working with wood. The same thing happens when you're making these concentrates with solvents. Doesn't matter if it's water, any of them. You get rid of the solvent, you get rid of the water, you get rid of the whatever it is, the butane, you get rid of the alcohol, and you're left with this concentrate, this thick, gooey substance. And there's a lot of different versions of that. I mean, you've got wax. You've got de-waxed wax. Now, wait a minute. Isn't that kind of it presents a bit of a English conundrum there, doesn't it? De-waxed wax. Let me see. It's wax that doesn't have any wax in it. Is that what you're telling me? So what is it? Is it nothing? Is it just air? What is de-waxed wax? What is wax? How is that different from oil? What is oil? Is it really oil or is it something else? I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes with this. And then there's different kinds. So there's different kinds of what people would call wax. There's shatter. There is just regular wax, which seems to be rather sticky and tacky, a little bit goopy. There is these other forms that are made with supercritical method, I believe, where they're using the CO2 and recapturing it. A very expensive process. Those machines run anywhere from $35,000 to $250,000. The great big machines that do the exact same thing on an industrial scale with coffee, that's how they decaffeinate coffee, using the same method of CO2 supercritical extraction that they do with the cannabis industry. And so there's a company off in Ohio. It's Apex, A-P-E-K-S. Apex Dynamics or Apex Industries, Apex, I don't know. Apex is their brand name. Guy from the military was involved in some industrial design company, ended up starting to make these supercritical machines in his 2,000 square foot pole barn in his backyard. Now it's a $9 million a business year. That's a lot of money. And it's all in ancillary cannabis business products. There are guys buying these supercritical CO2 machines from him left and right in the cannabis industry because it's a very clean solvent, CO2. It completely evaporates. And if you happen to inhale some, guess what? You already got some in there. It's not that big of a deal. I think I just crushed my microphone. Note to self, do not lean on studio microphone. It belongs to petpain.com. So we want to talk all things concentrate today. If you have answers to these questions that I posed about wax, cannabis, shatter, these various and sundry forms, if you got some inside secrets about this, if you got some inside questions about this because you just don't know how to determine one thing for another, this all bleeds into edibles, doesn't it? Because these edibles are made with these kinds of concentrates. And how do you do that? So we'll get into all of that stuff, inside and out. And coming up after the break, I'm going to bring on the telephone Mr. Mark Cisco. Mark is a good friend that I've known here in Michigan for some time. He is, almost always has a dabbing rig with him. He's got the super nail. He's got a lot of different stuff. At least he did. I don't know if he still has it or not. We'll have to ask him. But I'm going to get him on the phone here after the break, and we'll start to pose some of these questions at him. If you want to figure out some of these things with us tonight, we would love to have you participate. If you're listening live, call 1-844-420-TALK. It's a toll-free number, 844-420-TALK, which is 8255. 844-420-8255. And we'll include you in on the conversation. Maybe you got something to say about, there's a lot. Look, if I post this on Facebook, people got all kinds of things to say. If you start talking about dabs and concentrates, people will come in with their pictures and their yodels and their yowls, their woofs over the concentrates. But they'll also be mad if you start telling them that, you don't like RSO. Or if you do like RSO, you only like this kind. Or you can't make it that way. Or I'm only going to do the de-waxed wax. And what the hell is that? The de-waxed wax. I got to know. It's a floor topping and a dessert. It's a floor of dessert topping and a floor wax. I screwed it up. Get the jokes right. It's the Full Melt. Coming up next.
You're getting the Full Melt.
It's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at canalock.com. Visit canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
This summer, discover the one place where your family will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World.
Rated PG-13.
Get the beach bong ready for sunshine and sandy beaches in Negril, Jamaica this November as the High Times Cannabis Cup moves from Amsterdam to the Caribbean. Your trip starts with the absolute best rates on airfare, hotel, events, and all your Cannabis Cup travel needs at travelcannabiscup.com. Come stay with us, relax in the sun, play in the sand, and smoke down with the cool people, man. Get to the High Times Jamaica Cannabis Cup. Best travel prices right now at travelcannabiscup.com.
In an emergency, I'll just dial 918.
But the wonderful thing is you kids get along. And we were able to have a third beautiful child.
Wait, but how did you have an extra room for Maggie?
Well, that's why I used to grow my weed.
I'll tell you what. You know what? It really gets my goat. I'll tell you. Jeez, live radio. What the hell was that? That was strange. There was some strange computer noises happening there out of nowhere. Okay, so the state of affairs, current situation here at the Full Melt. Trying to reach the Mark Cisco. He was our guest scheduled for this hour at this time. Mark is a no-show. You get bad brownie points, Mark. Let me see if I can figure out what the hell is going on with the Mark. So first comes the Mark text and the scathing remarks about being on live radio and not being on live radio. Here we go. Mark, where are you? We're on the air waiting for you. So there goes the text. I've already called him twice, and now I shall attempt a third call. But this time, instead of from the studio phone, we are going to do it from the iPhone, because it's all that we've been left with, isn't it? I could do it the other way, but it's much more convoluted. And here I can just push a button, so that's what I'm going to do. And keep our fingers crossed as we go. Plus, there's only like 20% battery on the old iPhone. The studio iPhone is in its waning moments for battery life. So here we go, making the phone call. See if we can get him on. We're going to get the voicemail. I know we are. No, see, we already got the sketchy cell phone thing going on. I'm sure that's what's going on. So now it says I have a...
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Yeah, here we go.
Please try your call again later.
What
Bye.
in the world? I can't even leave him a message. You know, people set up your damn voicemail boxes for crying out loud. All right, Mark. Now it says I have a voicemail, so let's listen to the voicemail. This is coming from the west side. I don't know what happened here. They were probably trying to call while we were... Let's just see what the voicemail from the Grasshopper says.
Please hold while we connect your call to extension 0.
Oh, just wait a minute. My bad. I was not trying to do that. I was trying to do this. Let's play the voicemail. I was calling myself. I was calling our own 800 number.
Hey, it's Joe Brown from Saranac, Michigan, over at Michigan Hemp Camp. And I just wanted to call and just say hello to everybody out there and just ask you to please support industrial hemp and help us get it made legal here in the state of Michigan. God bless.
Hey, well, we love you, Joe. Maybe I should call him Bug Joe. We should, Joe's got this whole thing going on there. If you follow Joe on the Facebook, Joe's got his own page, talks about the family farm he's building over there out of Hempcrete. Joe's a big hemp guy. And so Joe's building the entire house out of materials that are found on the farm. So hardly anything in the building itself will be something that came from outside, except for the I think the electrical panels on top, because it's going to have a very low carbon footprint. Going to be off the grid, self-sustaining. So right now, Joe's out there playing, I don't know, Naked and Afraid out in West Michigan in Saranac, or Saranac, I don't know. The pronunciation escapes me. It was the French, I think, that did that. But I should call Joe because since we don't have a mark. But before I do that, I'm going to try a different guy. Let me just try this. This time I'm just going to pull him up on the other lines because I don't have the patience for this other stuff. And I know the number by heart, so let's see if 222. Now, I've done this before, and this guy's also stiffed me, and I know he wasn't feeling well yesterday, and he had some wife issues today, so we'll see if we can get this guy on. And then if this doesn't work, we'll go to Plan C and talk to Joe and Butters. Got to tell you about Butters. I'm going to tell you that I already know that Ray does not have his voicemail set up, either the guy that I'm calling here. Since we're talking about, concentrates. And Ray's not a concentrate guy, but he is a grow guy. Also going to get his freestanding, non-existing voicemail. The voicemail that was never set up. I can tell it's coming now.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
There is one.
517.
Oh, no.
3.
Yep. Taking that off because I don't want to.
99.
Yep.
Not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Mr. Kogo, Mr. Ray Kogo. We were talking about growing, and the only thing that is growing is my patience. I'm going to have to extend my patience because I can never get anybody on about growing. Call us back about growing. Goodbye, Ray. All right, so we'll try the because Plan C cannot be failed. It just cannot fail. Okay, it can fail. So try this as well. Luckily, he called and I don't have to look up the number because it's right here in the voicemail. And we'll get the whole Michigan hemp story straight from the Butters' mouth. I mean, from the Joe's mouth. He'll tell us about Butters.
Hello?
Is this Big Joe?
Yes, sir.
Big Joe, we are on the air.
Oh, how you doing, Steve?
I'm okay. Did you call moments ago to come on the radio and you gave us some hemp promotion? Because we played that recording.
Oh, great. I just wanted to leave a message for all your listeners, and you just keep industrial hemp in their minds fresh and alive, so they don't forget that we got some initiatives that are going through here, and we want to get them passed, and we need everyone's support for legalization, the end of prohibition here in the state of Michigan.
Well, is the MI legalized thing truly the end of prohibition? Because it seems it creates some ability, but it doesn't eliminate, criminal law.
I think it opens up the door, and it's a pathway to full legalization. I believe that.
I think you're right. Look, I'm behind MI legalized. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm. If there's a last guy that's trying to punch holes in MI legalized, it's me.
Yeah, we're definitely going to support it. My CEO, Adam Bench, from Bluegrass Natural Remedies, he's going to go, and I believe my son is going to go to the Grand Rapids training and then talk to everybody. But we plan on getting involved in supporting the initiative. We want to see this go to the vote and get this thing done.
Look, I'm fascinated with the entire process. Obviously, we're wrapped up in that. We've been talking that subject blue in the face for a long time here in Michigan, and frankly, here on the show as well, I think. But we're going to get that done. I think we're going to get it done. If for some reason, the question is, in what version are we going to get it done? It's going to happen. The question is how and who's going to. Right now, I see a corporate takeover happening. We talked about this yesterday on the show. Of the House bill that was originally, supposed to be the local option bill. I see corporate people taking that over. I see that being modified and changed in a way that no longer resembles what we proposed in the first place. And although it cheaply accomplishes the goal that we set out, it does it in a way that is unpalatable.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would agree with that 100%.
These guys at the government want all kinds of hooks and cleavers into this meat, and they want to be able to figure this out on their own. I'm telling you, most of them can't find their assholes from a hole in the ground, if you ask me. And they simply because and it's not their own fault. So they're just legislators. They don't know boo about cannabis. It's all up to us to educate them about this subject. And we've done a tremendous job of this. But now that we've gone through the multi-year process of getting these legislators educated, it's been a multi-year process. It seems like the guys with the money are like, well, now that you guys are changing your opinion, hey, swing, bingo, bingo, bango. It's like, hey, I'm the used car salesman. Come and buy my used Chevrolet. You know, they're putting on the cheap suit and tie and going up there with money and saying, hey, you want to get elected right next year? We got a huge campaign contribution coming your way if you swing this stuff so that we get a piece of it, us rich Republicans. That's what's going on right now in Michigan.
I got something for you, Steve, okay, so it's no secret I work with the legislation people and people in the government. I work with the FDA, the USDA, the DEA. I'm the liaison for Bluegrass Natural Remedies to work with senators and congressmen and government officials. Well, we have this hemp research bill here that Governor Snyder signed into law earlier this year. And I started visiting the lawmakers, and lawmakers didn't even know. These are the lawmakers that actually signed for this bill to go through, and they had no idea that there was a difference between industrial hemp and marijuana.
Well, yes. These things pass their desks all the time, and much of this is done in backroom political horse trading. Hey, I'm not for the stupid marijuana bill. I'm for this other thing, but I need your vote on the other thing, so I'll be for the marijuana bill if you were for the other thing. That's how they do this. They don't even read the damn stuff a lot of times. I don't think a lot of them have any interest. Look, it's mind-boggling. When you read through that legislation, if you're not a lawyer or one of these liaison people that helps to craft this legislation, it can be very confusing to just a layperson. I mean, I'm pretty good at it because I've done it for years with the news and stuff, reading through this stuff, reading through court decisions and reading through legislation to see what it means, how it impacts people. In fact, Joe, people like you call me every day going, hey, Steve, what does this mean? Can you tell me what this means? Because I understand, I got an idea, but does it mean this or does it mean that? And I can kind of really pick those things out.
That's why I listen to the show. I really like your views. I think you're right on point. For me, at least 90% of the time. And
there's a 10%. There's a 10% that I screwed up. I want to know.
No, you didn't screw up. We're just on two different political spectrums, two sides of two different spectrums. And there's some things as far as I'm so conservative on that you're more liberal about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's just it. You know, you can't agree on everything, but, hey, we agree on the other 90%, so let's get her done.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Look, I'm willing to bend that way for the other 10%, Joe. I mean,
Me too.
This is the only way this stuff gets done. And legislators, many times, if they're not involved in the work group itself, if they don't have people that are directly involved in their little bubble, they're clueless as to what much of this legislation contains, verbiage-wise. And you just pointed to a direct example of it right there when you go down and say, "Hey, the Michigan hemp legislation. Remember, you were a supporter of that. You voted for that. Wait. There's hemp legislation. Wait a minute. We can grow hemp in Michigan now.
How it happened, Steve. That's exactly how it happened. And so I ended up meeting with several lawmakers. They all had the same approach. Nobody really wanted to deal with it. And we thought, so when My Legalize came out and we learned that it had hemp built into it, we thought, okay, well, they don't want to do it this way. I guess we're going to have to do it this way, which is My Legalize. I think this is the way we get it done.
Well, there's been a lot of thinking that's gone into this, hasn't there? I mean, we originally created the Michigan Medical Marijuana Act in this state to protect patients and caregivers from being arrested or prosecuted or having public right or privilege taken from them in exchange for their medical use of marijuana. I mean, that's what it was. It was intended as a shield, and instead the legislators, the courts, and the cops have used it as a sword. And the reason they're able to do that is because there's still a law on the books. The Michigan Medical Marijuana Act really only acts as a thin layer of protection for a very small, segmented group of people. And it's as narrowly viewed as possible by the legislature and the courts and prosecutors and police. It's as broadly interpreted as possible by the medical cannabis community for obvious reasons. But the problem in the structure of this is that we left the element of the police to come after us by still having we've changed none of the criminal code with this, just provided this thin shield of protection for those who choose to use medical cannabis. And so in order to get around this, in order to stop them from using that sword against us, we've decided to try and take it away, which means there is no criminal code with regards to this, which is what MI Legalize does. Says, look, even if you violate any rule on growing, possession, distribution, transportation, whatever the rule is with this new law, the worst the police can do is charge you with a civil infraction, which is tantamount to a parking ticket. So there's still a little money in it for the government, but it's not big enough to do all that paper pushing, is it? And bye-bye goes all that to opportunity for questionable search and seizure, since we're not going to, we don't really have a case against you to prosecute you for violating drug laws, but since you got some marijuana here, we're taking all your bank accounts, we're taking anything that you've got of value. It doesn't matter if it belongs to your kids, your relatives, maybe even your neighbors. Your neighbors somehow got that Cadillac from you, didn't they? We're going to take that too. Prove that it didn't come from something illegal. We're going to take this home now and put it in our coffers. Many times they don't even write down the stuff. They don't give people a receipt for that evidence. A receipt for the items that they've taken. They don't get bagged and tagged properly. Sometimes they put them into their own personal vehicles, and hey, those really cool Air Jordans, they now belong to my son because we can keep that stuff for ourselves, says the law, without proving a damn thing. All that goes bye-bye, right? This is what the police fight over, is that money. They can't be fighting over weed. They know weed. They've seen weed inside and out. Many of them smoke weed. They'll never admit to it, but I know a number of police officers who smoke pot. Just saying.
Yeah, it's the welfare system for law enforcement. It's no different than what alcohol was when that was prohibited. It's the same program, just a different. They went from alcohol over to marijuana.
Excuse me. Yeah. Speaking of which, when the police do this, when they come in and take people's stuff, when they come out and literally, seize bank accounts, large bank accounts, and don't prove any kind of criminal activity, and don't have any requirement to prove criminal activity, causes a big problem, doesn't it, Joe?
Yes, sir.
There's certainly something to be said for people who are like that, and I think that they're just thugs with badges. And I think that's what the rest of the country, very loud music, the rest of the country has painted these people in the same way. But, Joe, really, I wanted to ask you, since we've had our little go-around about the politics of cannabis and what that means in Michigan, I really wanted to talk to you about your farm and the thing you've got going on with Butters the goat. I think that's an interesting story. I think I posted on Facebook that I smell a reality show. Let's investigate what that is or isn't coming up next on The Full Melt Show. We're bobbing it.
You're getting the full melt.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, what are you smoking? Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit PetPain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
It's not easy out there, but it can be easier. And when it comes to medical marijuana in Michigan and chronic pain management, Dr. Bob Townsend, renowned for his patient advocacy and deep understanding of how patients and medical marijuana certifications fit together, makes it his hallmark to educate and provide the best holistic treatment for your condition. His knowledgeable staff makes you feel warm and welcome, and Dr. Bob makes you feel well. With locations across the state in Cadillac and Gaylord, Kalamazoo, Marquette, Mount Pleasant, Muskegon, Saginaw, Traverse City, you can't beat the convenience and feeling you get knowing you have someone on your side that cares. Denali Healthcare is on the web at denalihealthcaremi.com. Get answers to your holistic health questions or schedule an appointment now by calling 989-339-4464. Chronic pain management and holistic health answers is what they do. It's all they do. DenaliHealthcareMI.com. Get your certification and peace of mind now by making an appointment with Dr. Bob Townsend at 989-339-4464.
Get the beach bong ready for sunshine and sandy beaches in McGrill, Jamaica this November as the High Times Cannabis Cup moves from Amsterdam to the Caribbean. Your trip starts with the absolute best rates on airfare, hotel, events, and all your Cannabis Cup travel needs at TravelCannabisCup.com. Come stay with us, relax in the sun, play in the sand, and smoke down with the cool people, man. Get to the High Times Jamaica Cannabis Cup. Best travel prices right now at TravelCannabisCup.com.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you're listening to the Full Melt Show.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
I've been counting on my steps, on my nose.
So through the break, I'm getting the ash out of my mouth, working over towards talking to the Mark Cisco, who is a no-show. I'm going to get him a dunce cap for the Mark Cisco. The fat kid is going to get some, jelly or something across the fat kid's shirt. I think there might have already been jelly across the fat kid's shirt. I don't know. Mark, what the hell? Come on. So we're talking with Joe now, Joe Brown, who's out at, his hemp farm. Joe, when did you start the hemp farm now? It's just recently, wasn't it? Oops.
Yes, sir. We purchased the farm about 7 months ago, and it has never been farmed before because we're looking to get it certified organic. And the purpose here is it's a permaculture farm. We everything is a full cycle here. We reuse and use everything and reuse it again. It's all organic. It's off grid. I'll have solar power and also a hydroelectric system built here over the next year. We just love this place. We just had a huge flood though, and had to move the camp to higher ground. It was a horrible experience, but thank God, Southside Heaven founder Nate Reyna and his buddy Sticks is one of the members. They come out and help bail us out.
So you're actually living on that farm right now?
Yes, sir.
So that means you've got a tent pitched because this building that you're going to turn into a home isn't finished.
That's correct.
And so there's no roof yet, right?
Nope, no roof. I'll be living in a tent probably till almost the time it snows before this building's completed. It's built from the logs on my property and hempcrete.
Since you're way out there in the country and since you're busy all the time and you're now living off the grid in the woods, I would say you're homeless, Joe. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it feels like it. I mean, I woke up the other day and I had 16 inches of water. I went to roll over on my air mattress and I heard some splashing. I looked down and the whole tent was flooded.
I was going to ask you about that. Was my very next question. So thank you for opening up that door. So it's the middle of the night. The rains are coming. You know they're coming. They're splashing down. You probably already were at the highest ground you could put them at, given the situation, I would imagine. Yep. And you're laying there, and all of a sudden you're floating. Is that what happened? Because you were on an air mattress. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah, well, I had talked to our CEO, Adam Bench, and I told him, hey, I put everything up high, and it's raining really hard, and the floor's already got an inch of water on it, but I'm going to go to bed. And about 3 hours later, I woke up, and I was floating.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's funny. Were you inside the tent, or were you outside the tent when you found yourself floating?
Inside, floating. Inside the tent, floating.
So the tent was holding you in space, so to speak.
Yeah, actually was. Yep.
This is so Fred Flintstone-y, I just got to say.
Well, it was pretty comical for me now, and it's comical for me now, but at the time it was actually kind of scary because the water was raising a couple inches an hour. I mean, you could physically see the water coming in.
Right.
And, but, hey, thank God everything worked out. I only lost 20% of our crop. With the help of my buddies here from Southside Heaven, we've got a new area cleared, another acre and on high ground, and we're going to have everything replanted in the next couple of days that we lost from the flood.
Now, what did you actually have planted?
Well, the stuff that got destroyed was chamomile, 4 different kinds of chamomile, which we use in our Java Joe Hemp Tea products, and then we had lavender, 5 different lavenders, and then we also had a bunch of hibiscus.
And those were what percentage of your crop got lost?
Just 20%.
Oh, okay. So like 80% survived.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Were they up in plant form already, or were they down there in seed?
They were just sprouting.
Oh, no. Most vulnerable time.
Yep, that's it. It was the most vulnerable time. So maybe some of them will make it, but we're counting them as those areas as a complete loss at this point. And
so you foraged some new turf in which to plant, and have already planted, or in the process of planting?
We got it all cleared out, and we got it tilled today. And once the soil dries out in the next couple of days, we'll be replanting everything we lost.
Now, what's this? Now, you've been doing a lot of Facebook posting, and I comically joke about some of the posts because, frankly, it's so Beverly Hillbillies. I gotta laugh. It's funny. It's good stuff. I certainly don't laugh at you. I certainly laugh with you, I think. Yes?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like to have fun out here. We had no electricity other than a generator that we run just to keep my laptop and my phones charged so I got a hotspot and I can continue to do my job out here. But we're living rustic. Like, I got a solar shower we shower from. We're out in the sticks. I mean, if you haven't been here yet, Steve, but the folks that have been out here that are listening tonight, they know this is out here in the sticks.
Have you ever been privy to a show called The Legend of Mick Dodge?
Yeah, actually I have. I like Mick Dodge.
Yeah, so I'm a Facebook friend with Mick.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
And so you remind me a lot of him from the standpoint of where you're living now, I think.
Well, I'm not quite the survivalist he is. I do forage for food here on the property. We have wild onions. We have mushrooms. Most of the protein I eat is from the fish I catch in the river. I mean, it doesn't take much to live for me to live out here. It's pretty simple way of living, and we just love it. We're just having a great time, and I want to share it with everybody. I know people love this kind of lifestyle, and so what we're asking people to do is to come out starting in July and pay $50. They come out at 9 o'clock in the morning Saturday, and then they learn about hemp all day, and then they check out. I cook dinner for them Saturday night. We do some fishing, catch some fish, and then they check out Sunday morning, and all this money is going to be used to support my legal life.
Wait a minute. So checking out of what? The leaves? I mean, you say check out.
It's just time to go. You know,
Okay,
it's time to take your tent and your stuff and take off. Just because we're running a farm here, this is an operational farm.
Now get. That's what my relatives use. Now get. That's how they get you off the farm.
Gotcha. Yeah, Butters the hemp goat. You know, if you've seen him on Facebook, everybody just loves Butters. He's a great goat. We want you to come out and just you get some hemp seed out of the bag and you hold your hand out. He'll come over and give you a big kiss and eat some hemp seed.
So feed Butters the goat.
Oh, yeah, Butters loves to eat.
Look, there's been some pictures that you've posted. I don't know. I want to play this little segment about Mick Dodge because I don't know. I don't even know if I can play it. Will it play it? Let me see if it'll play. And do I have the time? I don't think I got the time. I might have to wait until after the break. When I talk about your area, you know, one of the things that I noticed about Mick Dodge when he posts, he's got, for being a guy that, you know, is almost completely off the grid, he's got an awesome camera, doesn't he? Have you ever seen the pictures he posts?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. I believe the camera is a GoPro but it's the professional version, and that's what I've requested from our board of directors. So we're going to actually start a YouTube channel with everything that's going on out here. I want to share this with everybody. This is history in the making here in the state of Michigan.
Well, look, I think that it's interesting. I think that it's interesting all by itself. So it smacks of, it has, elements of, Naked and Afraid. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Well, yeah, that's because I'm always in my underwear on Facebook, right?
No, or skinny dipping in the river. Ew.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I just love, this is my property. I just feel like I'm out here. I just like to be one with Mother Nature.
Well, hey, I'm not knocking it. If I didn't have to wear clothes, I wouldn't wear a stitch ever. I'm just saying.
The sheriff, they fly over occasionally to make sure I only have the proper number of industrial hemp plants on my grow, and I like to be naked when they fly over. It makes it more interesting.
Hey, what are you doing? Hey, thanks a lot. Getting a good view. Do you ever get on your back and do like mud angels?
No, but I do stretch out a little bit, and I think they enjoy it.
Oh, Joe giving him the full view. The full Monty goes Joe. So this is what I'm saying. So it's got elements of Naked and Afraid from that standpoint alone. It's got elements of, the marijuana-type docudramas. It's also got elements of the Mick Dodge thing, the legend of Mick Dodge. It has elements of the Alaska, the tundra survival thing. Not to mention the thing that the Naked and Afraid branched off of, which is, what was it? The Survivalist? What was that show called? The Survival shows. Survivor Man. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. So it's really, this is a unique thing. Plus, you've got Butters the goat to boot. I mean, none of these guys had Butters.
And none of them had industrial hemp growing on their property with a DEA permit.
Well, you can say that again. That notwithstanding, I think that was the big 800-pound gorilla in the room. We already knew about that.
Gotcha.
But if somebody brought, if say a production crew came to you and say, "Hey, Joe, we want to follow you around your hemp farm, your naked hemp farm, your crazy hippie Western Michigan hemp farm, and film you for a reality show," would you let them do it?
Absolutely.
All right. I know it's noisy. Hang on. Can you hang on through the break with us? You're the only call I got. I'm going to book it. He can't even hear me. All right. Stand by. We'll be right back with more with Joe out in West Michigan. What happened to the concentrates questions? That's what I want to know. Ugh.
You're getting the full melt.
Got something to hide? Canalock offers discreet and effective storage solutions that destroy odor, so nobody knows. Canalock is a patented charcoal-activated bag that discreetly stores your marijuana. Canalock is made from the same material as military chemical warfare suits. Get yours at Canalock.com. Visit Canalock.com to learn more about no-smell technology.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
If you're like us, your pets aren't just animals. They're members of your family. Pet Pain CBD hemp oil drops are great for aging as well as active dogs and cats. Some people are apprehensive about hemp treatments for pets. They ask us, "What are you smoking?" Absolutely nothing, and neither will your pet. Like other hemp-based products for humans, the allure is all of the benefits of cannabis without any of the high. The CBD oil has shown to rejuvenate the bones, joints, brain, stomach, eyes, and heart. And the drops contain absolutely no corn, wheat, soy, artificial colors and flavors, or preservatives. Pick some up today. Visit PetPain.com or ask for Pet Pain at your local pet store. PetPain.com. CBD relief for your pet.
This summer, discover the one place where your family will create unforgettable memories. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Welcome to Jurassic World. Rated PG-13.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show.
Yes, I be your woman. Yes, I be your baby. Yes, I be whatever that you tell me when you're ready. Yes, I be your girl.
So, Neil, I gotta do this little quick plug for one of my friends, and really for a good cause. It seems like I gotta find this silly post now. Where did it go? Oh, you know where? I don't even know if it's over. It's got to be over there. I'm gonna pick up Joe and talk to him. Joe, are you there?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to talk to you while I'm looking for this post because I want to plug this event. It's an event actually happening out your way. It's Jackson. It's not quite nearly as far as you are. But it's happening in the fall, in August. Well, it's not really fall yet. It's still summer, but, towards the end of the summer. Here we go. I found it. Now if I can toggle back to the ad. So it's Puff Danny's Puffapalooza. Are you familiar with this?
No, I'm not. It sounds fun, though.
It's admission's $20. They got all kinds of crazy music acts out there. Most of them I can't even pronounce some of these people, but I know that they're extremely popular. I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't want to speak falsely for somebody, but I think Colorblind. Do you know Colorblind and the guys? Did you ever meet Colorblind and Messy J and Codini? Those guys? Maybe not.
No.
They've been on our show before. They've played at the in Lansing before. They're friends of the cannabis community, and they're very entertaining.
I'm more of a Smokehouse Junkies kind of guy.
Well, they got all
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. They got all this stuff going on. I don't even Aztec and the Barfly, Jeremiah Ferguson, Always Light, the Hombres, LZ, the Alchemists, Dogface Gremlin, 31 Legions, DJ Alex 5, I Am Trouble, more. Degata? Is it Degata? It's got to be Degata.
I'll be there. I can tell you already. I mean, it just sounds like it's going to be a live situation.
Yeah, a lot of fun. So admission is $20. Tickets now at puffapalooza.brownpapertickets.com. It is a Puff Danny's event, Puffapalooza, Saturday, August 8th at Pine Hollow Golf Club. It is at 5400 Trailer Park Road, Drive, in Jackson, Michigan. Gates are open at 11. Music is at noon. They say they have limited VIP tickets available, so get those soon. Limited campsites available at $20. So they're doing a similar thing. Vendors, there's a full bar, disc golf, live glass blowing by Puff Danny and others. A disc golf tournament on Sunday. It's $10 per person with cart. So it sounds like a blast open, which sounds like the kind of thing you'd be into, Joe.
Oh, for sure. Definitely, I'll be there. I always like to support anything that's cannabis related.
So real quick, I want to play this piece because I know I mentioned him, and I feel bad if I don't actually play something that so people can relate to. If nobody's heard of the Mick Dodge guy, let's see if this will play. If it'll even pull up. Come on, hurry up. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this to go on the air. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this or not, Joe, but I'm going to play it for a second. So,
not a better bedroom in the world. It has two entrances. Back door, front door.
It's a cave.
Yeah. Wake up in the morning, have breakfast.
Pulled some berries off a tree.
Tastes like chicken.
Or maybe it was
Everything
a bug.
tastes like chicken out here, except chicken.
It was a bug.
Try one.
No, it's some leaves. It's a clover. He's got a 3-leaf clover.
Like the early explorers and pioneers of the Pacific Northwest, Mick lives primarily off the land. He sleeps in tree stumps, like this one. But he didn't always lead this kind of life.
Owned a couple of houses and cars and all that kind of life. And one day I just grabbed my gear and just walked on back here in the mountains. I never considered going back home. There was this excitement and this adventure I found by stepping out of the modern world.
When Mick left that world behind, the first thing he did was kick off his shoes.
One of the first things that happens when you step out of shoes, your senses come more online. You got over 200,000 nerves in the feet. That catches your attention. Your eyes go to the ground, you're really watching, and you see more of the land. Out here, your feet begin to fit into so many different kinds of textures.
Tattoos of roots adorn his feet, marking the connection he feels to the path he walks.
My feet became my map. My feet became my compass. So I took off on my barefoot journey.
Could you hear any of that, Joe?
Oh yeah, that was great. I love it.
I think you're like a modern day Grizzly Adams out there, like Mick Dodge. But you bought your property. He's just out there meandering around in the mountains.
Yeah, I love what he's doing though. He's just a free spirit.
Yeah, but it sounds like much like you're doing. Are you down to bare feet? Did you tattoo some roots on your feet yet? No.
I got some Crocs. I wear Crocs.
Oh,
yeah, but I don't dress with clothes. Pretty much, I walk around here pretty much naked all the time.
Oh, jeez. So wear sunglasses. What you're saying if they're coming?
It's not good when he's got gas. I got Nate out here. He said it's not good when he's got gas.
Do you have to use extra bug spray? I got to ask.
No, we don't have a bug problem out here. Only at night after dark, but I'm dressed by that point.
Right. Well, it would be appropriate, I guess, at that point.
Well, yeah. I can't go to bed and get bit up all night. We're in a tent, and these bugs, they get in somehow, some way. They always end up in the tent.
Are you worried about the rattlers? Are you worried about the moccasins? Any of that kind of stuff?
No, not at all. Not at all. When I grew up, my family had a cottage and a bunch of land, and so I'm very familiar with living out this lifestyle. Like, I grew up this way on the weekends. My dad lived in Lansing. We grew up there, but we would go up to a little town called Meredith near Houghton Lake, Michigan, and we lived very much like I'm doing here, so I'm very familiar with this lifestyle and I'm very comfortable with it.
Mick Dodge has got the big, long, gray beard. You seem to be pretty clean-shaven, including your head. You're not doing the existential thing there, huh?
No, not at all, man. This is me. I like to have the bald head, and I like to be clean-shaven, and I just do it in cold showers. I got a solar shower set up, and it only gets about 75 degrees, but it gets the job done. Our soldiers, let me put it this way, I'm living the life of luxury compared to our soldiers right now. They're out there busting their ass. I'm out here smoking pot and growing hemp and having a great time.
Yeah, I would suppose so, but at least the soldiers got MREs. You got to hunt for your food.
Yeah, but I chose that. I'm not rich, but I got money to buy food. I just choose to live this lifestyle because I enjoy it.
Are you making rabbit snares?
Nope. I got a crayfish trap, and I trap crayfish and snails. And then I also catch a lot of fish in my backyard. And between the snails, the frog legs, and everything else I'm catching out here, I managed to eat pretty well. How about, what do you guys think? Is the food good? Seriously? Yeah.
Are you losing any? Are you losing any weight?
Oh yeah, I went from 260 to 220.
Wow. So they're 40 pounds right there.
Yeah. That only took a couple months to drop this weight.
Did you drop the weight from the extra work, or did you drop the weight from the difference in food?
Well, it's a combination of everything. I'm already on a high CBD regimen, and then plus I do hemp oil for nutrition, and my diet has dramatically changed, and I'm working my butt off out here physically. And keep in mind, I still have to do 8 hours a day of my office job from here remotely.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, plus do the farm work. I'm still working on it.
So how are you plugged in then? If you need a computer for the office work, don't you? Or are you doing that all by phone?
The phone has got a hotspot on it, and then I use my hotspot to work on my laptop.
Joe, do you do the concentrates? Do you do any dabs? Because that was the show was supposed to be about dabs, and I just want to, bring it back around to the subject of the show is about dabs, and the dab guy disappeared, so we ended up with Joe, and we made it a Joe show. I'm fine with that, but dabs.
Well, let me tell you the CBD dabs. We sell a product called CBD Dab, and it's a CO2 extracted hemp oil. It's triple refined. We spin it into a wax, and we sell tons of it. I mean, we sell it all over the country and all over the world. Again, we got our DEA license, so we're allowed to do that, which not all CBD companies are legal, but we are. This product is a wax. It's not a crumble. It's literally like a beeswax, and it goes into a pen or onto a nail, and people are using our product and are reporting that they're getting a lot of relief for pain and help sleeping with this product.
And it's a dabbing product.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
you made me feel a lot better, Joe, that I was able to talk about dabs on the program. I hate mislabeling the show.
Yeah, we got a full spectrum. Our products do have THC in them.
Uh-oh. It seems that you've been thwarted by the music, Joe. See, now we can't hear Joe anymore. I'm sorry, we've hit our broadcast end time. It happens that way every day. Joe Brown for the Michigan Hemp Company, thank you for calling today. We'll talk to you soon. And we'll talk to you the next time here on The Full Melt Show. Dabs.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.